let's look at UPC barcodes and EAN barcodes, and then we're going to see how we would go about finding a missing number. All right, so the first thing we've got to look at is what is a UPC barcode? Some of you have heard that name before, and what you find is that it's 12 digits and it's on almost all food items. So in the United States, your food items that you find in the grocery store have that UPC barcode. So if you take a look at your Cheerios or your crackers and your pantry, you're going to see all of those there. So the way that we read a UPC barcode is that the first number is considered the category. Right? Is it cereal? Is it ice cream? Is it a food item? Is it a toiletry, etc.? The next one is going to be your manufacturer. So numbers 2 through 6. Apologize, not sure what's happening with those lines there. In numbers 2 through 6, that's going to be your manufacturer. And then your numbers 7 through 11, those are going to actually be your product code. So that's how you tell the difference between Wheaties and Cheerios. And then the last digit is going to be your check digit. Now, unlike some of the other ones that we've talked about, there is a formula for this. And the way we're going to do formulas is your first term, right, we're going to call A1. Your second term will be A2. Your third term will be A3. Because from here on in, our formulas are going to get a little bit more complicated. So let's take a look at our UPC barcode symbol formulas. So on our formula, we're going to start with 3A1, meaning that we're going to, oops, I made that an I, we're going to multiply 3 by whatever that first number is. And then we're going to add it to A2. Then we're going to add that to 3A3. Going to add that to A4. So do you see a pattern starting to emerge with what we have? So with this, we're going to keep going through. I want you to go ahead and pause this and see if you can come up with the rest of the formula. And then we get to A10 plus 3. Sorry about that. I'm getting these lines. 3. A11 plus A12. Now keep in mind that that A12 is your check digit. So once we add all that up together, we need to get an answer that ends in 0. So it doesn't matter if it's 10 or 120 or 1,230. You need to have something that ends in 0. So we could say that it's divisible by 10, okay? But we want it to end in 0. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these, and we'll check and see if we end up with a correct code. All right, I'm going to go ahead and separate my notes here into 2 for my examples. So example 1 and example 2. So example 1 is going to be the number 05800001277. And so with that, what I'm going to do is go ahead and follow the pattern that we just talked about. So that would be 3 times 0 plus 5 plus 3 times 8 plus 0 plus 3 times 0 plus 0. So we've got 1, 2, 3 of our zeros. And we've got 2 more to go. So 3 times 0 and then another 0. And then we've got 1. So 3 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 times 7 plus 7. Okay, and what we're going to do is go ahead and add all of that up. And usually when I'm putting this into the calculator, I'll eliminate my zeros just so that I don't have to put those in. Okay, and I also like to double check to see how many I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I'm good there. Oh, and I have this 1 out front. So I have 5 plus 24, that's 3 times 8, plus 3 plus 2 plus 21 plus 7. So by the time I add all those up together, I get the number 62. So this includes all 12 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Does it end in 60? No, right? We want this one right here should be 0. So this is going to be an incorrect or invalid. Oops. An incorrect or invalid code. Okay, an incorrect or invalid code. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at another number. Let's say we've got the number 1, 5900. Actually, that's not 5900. That's going to be 99000. So that's my 5-digit code. And then I'm going to have 0, 6, 7, 1, 7, 2. Okay. So if I go ahead and do my formula here, so 3 times 1 plus 9 plus 3 times 9 plus 0 plus 3 times 0 plus 0 plus 3 times 0 plus 6 plus 3 times 7 plus 1 plus 3 times 7 plus 2. So when I go ahead and add all those up, again, let's go ahead and get rid of my zeros so I don't have to worry about those. And I have 3 plus 9 plus 27 plus 6 plus 21 plus 1 plus 21 plus 2. And when I add all those up together, I get the number 90. So is that a valid code? Yes, it's a valid code. Okay. So that is the example of my UPC barcodes. Now, Europe came along and said, okay, well, we're going to have these Europe numbers and European numbers, and these are going to actually be a 13-digit, and we're going to have that be the new standard. So the United States was a little bit bummed, right, because they already had kind of stuff going on. They knew all the 12 barcodes and the 12-digit barcodes and how they were going to function with them. So this European article number, that's what it stands for, European article number. Okay, so this had a new digit, but what's interesting is the United States basically, and the reason why we have a European article number is because we do have trade in between the United States and Europe and internationally all over the world. And it's a good thing. So what we did as the United States is we said, okay, we're going to slap a 0 on the front because the only change between the UPC code and the EAN number is that first digit. Okay, so instead of what we had before, we're going to have A1 plus 3A2. So do you notice now it's the even numbers that got multiplied by A, plus A3 plus 3 times A4, plus A5 plus 3 times A6, plus A7 plus 3 times A8, plus A9, plus 3 times A10, plus A11, plus 3 times A12, plus A13. And if you take a look at this, if you put brackets on everything except that last or that first digit, right? Everything inside the brackets is like the UPC symbol, right? So it's almost like we have UPC and then we have this rogue A1 in the front. So we're going to kind of treat it the same way, but we also have to have this divisible by 10. So the n numbers, when you add them with this formula, need to end in 0, meaning it's divisible by 10. All right, so let's take a look at an example. We'll just do one example on this one. So let's say we have, let's do a number. We've got 1, 6, 4, 0, 0, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3, 4. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. Yep, so we got 13 digits. So I'm going to do 1. I think my machine is overheating here, so I apologize for the lines that are showing up. So 1 plus 3 times 6 plus 4 plus 3 times 0 plus 0 plus 3 times 0 plus 2 plus 3 times 2 plus 0 plus 3 times 2. So I'm at this 2 right now. Plus 0 plus 3 times 3 plus 4. All right. So let's get rid of our zeros so that those aren't distracting us in here. And we're going to go ahead and do 1 plus 18 plus 4 plus 2 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9 plus 4. So when I go ahead and add all of those up together, I end up with the number 50. Okay, so is there an error in this? Nope, no error. Okay, so we have a valid EAN number. So we were able to make sure that that last digit was such that it gave us a number divisible by 10. All right, so what happens if we have something where we don't know a code, right? So let's say on a UPC barcode, I don't know if you've ever seen this happen, something gets misprinted or it gets scratched off or there's a sticker or some kind of promotional coupon or something that's covering up a number. And so you can't really check it out. So let's take a look at an example where we have 15900 0 2 and then question mark because I don't know what actually is in there. 3 7 and 4 2. And we're going to double check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so we've got 12. And what we're going to do is go ahead and add up everything, but we're going to call this one, we'll just use X because it's a variable that we don't know. So I've got 1, actually 3 times 1 plus 5 plus 3 times 9 plus 0 plus 3 times 0 plus 0, so that's these 3 zeros, plus 3 times 2 plus x plus 3 times 3 plus 7 plus 3 times 4 plus 2. Again, I typically get rid of all my zeros because I don't, and you can do this on the calculator on the fly. You don't have to write all this out, but I like to write it out just in case I have a problem. So I have 3 plus 5 plus 27 plus 6 plus x plus 9 plus 7 plus 12 plus 2. So when I take a look at all of that, right, I end up with a value of 71 plus x. Okay, 71 is all the other numbers when I added them together. So I've got to figure out 71 plus x should equal the next number divisible by 10, which would be 80. So 80 minus 71 equals x, so therefore x is going to be equal to 9. Okay, so that little question mark there is the value of 9. All right, now we can take a look at an EAN number. This one is number 7 from your monitoring progress. So we're just going to tackle this one while we're at it. So we have 2485x 63801742. And remember 2 is my check digit there. That's, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is my EAN code. So I don't know this. This is my mystery. So I'm going to go ahead and put it together like we normally do. So we start with A, which would be 2. So 2 plus 3 times 4 plus 8 plus 3 times 5 plus x plus 3 times 6. Now, if one of those x's shows up with a 3, not a big deal. We just put 3x in the place and then we solve for 3x. It's not that big a deal. Plus 3 plus 3 times 8 plus 0 plus 3 times 1 plus 7 plus 3 times 4 plus 2. So let's go ahead and get rid of our zeros. We only have one 0 in there. So 2 plus 12 plus 8 plus 15 plus x plus 18 plus 3 plus 24 plus 3 plus 7 plus 12 plus 2. So I'm basically just taking this whole thing and doing my multiplication by those 3's. And I get the information that I've got, and it gives me a value of 106 plus x. Well, what is it that the next one divisible by 10 gives me? That would be 110. So the difference between 106 and 110 would give me a value of x of 4. So where this is missing, it should have the number 4. All right, so from here, you can complete monitoring progress number 1. And of course, 6 and 7 is what you're going to be doing. You should have 1 through 5 already completed. And then your practice, 8.1, you're going to work on numbers 6 and 7 on that one as well. So they match up pretty well. Those are the problems that you're going to be working with. Again, your monitoring progress, that's part of those notes, is going to be collected, as will this page of your notes. When you take your quiz, I'll collect it after your quiz, and you may have this on your quiz, and then you do need to turn in practice 8.1. But we have one more section of notes before you can complete that.